Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. How are you doing, my friend? My name is Talia Joy. If you're new here, hey, hello. I'm here to guide you through deep, real, long-lasting transformation. The type of transformation that your soul has been craving, which is why you're drawn to manifestation and self-growth and personal development and healing. It's because you are a badass. You're a self-led human driven for big things. And on this show, we break through the patterns that keep you stuck so you can truly step into your highest self and create the life you know you're meant for. And the thing around here is we're going to do it with more ease, more trust, more spirit, more alignment, more healing, more love. It's not about hustling. It's about truly moving forward from a more soul-led place. So I'm really excited that you are here today. And when I said, how are you? I really mean it. How are you? Are you hydrated? Are you moving your body? Are you rested? I truly do hope that you're doing well today. And no matter how you're dropping in, as always, you are so welcome here. Heck, I am a different person in every episode. And it's not just because I'm a human design reflector, but this journey, it's up and down. So whether it's a hard day or an awesome day, whether you feel like you're rocking it or feel like you're kind of flailing in the wind, whatever you are, however you are today, I see you, I send you love, and you are definitely welcome here. So today we're talking about something that is a huge part of healing, of self-growth, all this stuff we're talking about. It's also a huge part of manifestation, and it can be one of the most frustrating parts. It's when old stuff resurfaces, when you find yourself thinking, seriously, I thought I healed this, right? Where we're like, what? Self-love again? What? Healing again? Inner child again? Believing in myself again. And this is, something that is very common when we feel like, oh my gosh, I've dealt with this. I've healed this. I thought that we were through this. Why is this coming up again? And this happens with my clients. This happens with people that we would determine or deem as being successful, who are making big moves, that are, feeling abundant or have a lot of, boxes checked in their life. They go through this too. Or the people that are just starting on the journey, you've gone to therapy, you've done self-growth, and then the same thing comes up again. No matter where you're at, this is so normal. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. And as with everything on this podcast, we go beyond surface level growth. This is where we unravel what's really going on so that you can move forward in a way that feels right and true deep in your bones so that it's long lasting. So with today's topic, I really want to help you move through that feeling of frustration of like, what? Money blocks again? See what's really going on. And best of all, see how you can move through it. So does that sound good? I'm super excited. Before we dive into today's episode, I just wanted to let you know of two things coming up. If you have not jumped on the chance to be a beta tester for the brand new app that's coming out, I highly recommend welcome you in. I would love to have you as a beta tester if you are someone that enjoys meditation, journaling, background music, articles, things like that all help you on your awakening journey, on your manifestation journey, on your self-growth and self-care journey. If you're somebody who uses these types of practices, I would love to have you as an app tester for the new app that I have created. Oh my goodness, we're getting close to birthing this out into the world, and it has been so much fun. It is going to help you to stay on your path and help you with all these types of practices to integrate, to move forward. It's going to be so good. The app is so fun. So if you want to be in the round of testers to give this app, its first ride, its first spin, offer feedback and all sorts of things, I would love to have you in there. And so you can check the link below if you want to be an app beta tester. And then the other thing going on that I am so excited about is the Shift Transformation Weekend. And this is if a retreat and a self-growth weekend had a baby. this is what it would be. It's also on Zoom, so we're tuning in from all over the world. Wherever you are, you can come and join us for a weekend for you of deep transformation, of meditations, of workshops, of together time and connection. And everything is geared toward you bridging the gap between where you've been and what's been going on into that next level. So we're going to do healing and releasing, as well as activation and really stepping in to that next level identity, that next level self. So if this is calling you, I would love to have you in the Shift Weekend, a live weekend on Zoom designed for breakthrough. So you can check the link below for that as well. And I can't wait to see you for the Shift Weekend in April. Okay, I think that's all I've got today. Let's just dive into today's episode. When we think to ourselves, I thought I healed this. WTF, why is this coming up again? Let's dive all into it. So grab your beverage, take a big sip of your water, and let's get started. Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Awakening Her podcast. I am so grateful that you've been led here, and I'm so excited for you that you're answering the call to manifest more magic in your life. My name is Talia Joy, and I am committed to showing you exactly how to manifest more excitement, ease, success, abundance, confidence, love, and anything else you've been craving. So if you're ready to go on a magical journey of spiritual and self-growth to manifest the life you're meant for, we are now besties. Let's dive in. Healing, personal growth, quantum leaping, it's not a straight line where you check off a box, move forward, and never deal with that box again. It's a spiral. It's also a self-discovery and self-growth journey that we all have sort of key lessons that we're here to learn. So not only is growth in general just not linear, it's not like going to a therapist, you go through step 1, step 2, step 3, and like you're done, right? We go through, we revisit, old stuff comes up, new stuff comes up that reminds us of old things. So first of all, healing in itself, self-growth, altogether is just not a straight line. There's no one formula. And then for the spiritual aspect of it, we come into this lifetime with lessons to learn, with core lessons that are here for us to really find ourselves through. So it has to do with our core wounds and childhood and what we experience and all that. But the journey of coming back into your confidence, the journey of believing in yourself, the journey of self-love, of self-worthiness, of boundaries, of knowing thyself and loving thyself, the lessons within relationships, within different things like money and career and being driven, we are learning lessons. And as a soul, you came here to learn a couple core lessons that we work on for our lifetime. And I see that from a bigger perspective, from a soul perspective, that, a lot of my clients were dealing with things like self-worthiness and repairing that sense of self, believing in ourselves, feeling confident. That is going to present itself and show up for the rest of our lives. And yes, we do move through. It doesn't mean we keep having to repeat the same level over and over. We do move through. We do shift who we are being. We do learn. But the opportunity to practice is maybe never going to go away. So for example, if I'm in my business and I have a big goal that I have for myself, not just money, but like something I want to do, or I see myself on stages, that causes me to grow, to learn how to be confident in myself, to learn how to put up with or navigate rejection or people pleasing or whatever. There's going to be lessons that come when I go after that goal. So then maybe I, move through a lot and then I find myself on stage. Well, now when I want to put out a book or I'm just kind of pulling examples, when I have another goal, it's going to ask me to dig deep again. It's not like, oh, you got through it once to get on stage. Now every time it's not like you never visit that again. Every time we meet an old wound, we're not repeating it. We're meeting it at a higher level. So that's why over time, it's not just like, oh yeah, you're going to be dealing with this forever. Like, have fun. Bye. We keep meeting it at a higher level with more awareness, with more wisdom. Who we are being shifts. So the next time I'm going after a big goal and I start to not believe in myself and I start to wobble inside and go, oh my God, can I do this? I bring my tools. I regulate my nervous system. I look at my inner child and what she's feeling. I build myself up to do it. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like the fear's never there. And I've had many clients that, either are on stages or doing, what we would perceive as really big things. And they say, every time I'm scared, every time I'm nervous. So healing and growing doesn't mean we never have a doubt again, or we never second guess ourselves for even a second. But what growing is coming back to that same thing with new tools, with a different awareness, with a higher consciousness, with more wisdom, and the capacity to shift it. So think of it like climbing a spiral staircase. I don't know why I'm seeing that in my mind. You might feel like you're at the same spot, even if you just look down like step, 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 but you're actually higher up. You're actually elevated higher than you were, even though if you were to take a picture of your feet, picture, it looks like you're on the same thing, like you're not even moving. You're still on these stairs, but really you're climbing up. Does that make sense? You're seeing your life, you're seeing your goal, your dream, yourself from a new perspective as you raise up. So this is why the same themes of self-worth, self-trust, the same themes with love, with money, with success, they keep coming up. And you're not meant to get rid of them. You're meant to deepen your relationship with them. And you're here to deepen your relationship with yourself so that they no longer hold power over you. So healing isn't linear. And I've been, on this healing journey, as a lot of you have, for quite a long time. Does that mean that I never bump up against my unworthiness wound or my self-sabotage or self-abandonment? Well, no. It's my ongoing, it's one of my biggest spiritual assignments. So I will see the same lesson in a new suit. They say new level, new devil. I don't really like that because I actually think new level, old devil, new suit. So when you set a new goal, as I mentioned a minute ago, whether it's growing your business, calling in love, expanding your finances, having more money, your subconscious mind and nervous system go, wait, is this safe? Right? You've heard me talk about this, especially if you're on the path. We've talked a lot about the nervous system. We continue to. The part of us deep down, our subconscious mind and nervous system working together go, wait a minute, hang on, is this safe? Because even good things, success, money, love, connection, friendships, even these good things can feel unsafe if they challenge the old identity we've been operating from. So one theme I see a lot in clients' lives, because we are human and my clients are powerful people and this is what we deal with, are self-trust and trust wounds. So finding it hard to trust life, finding it hard to trust maybe it's men or women or God, or trust yourself, not trusting that things will work out for you. This is a very common wound. So when we go out with new plans and new goals, a part of us is asking ourselves to trust ourselves. So every time we go to up level, that calling that you need to trust yourself at this next level, or trust the universe, or trust in your path, or whatever form it takes, it's going to ask you to trust just as big as your next goal is. So that can feel unsafe to our nervous system because someone's going like, you just need to trust in life, let go and trust. And your nervous system is like, what does that even mean? That's not safe, especially if you've had your trust broken, right? It can feel unsafe to challenge that coveted, protected belief and your old identity, where you've been operating from. So this is why when we up level, old wounds resurface, not because you're failing, but because your system is asking you, can we really hold this? Are we actually ready? Are we going to be okay? This is where most people get stuck. As soon as they have old wounds, fear, self-sabotage, not thinking great of themselves, all of a sudden, it's very easy for us to go, oh no, this means I'm not ready. Or like, I can't do this. And we kind of give credit to that belief. We're talking on the path so much this month about mindset and narratives. And I was saying how just because it's there doesn't mean we have to believe it, doesn't mean we have to subscribe to it, doesn't mean we have to click on it. Just because that narrative of like, oh my God, who am I to do this, doesn't mean we have to go with that. What if there were 10 different voices and one was saying, like, I can't do this, and another one was like, you totally can, and another one was like, imagine if it works, and the other one's like, imagine if you fail, and there's a whole peanut gallery in there. We don't have to listen to that one voice, but we do have to understand that our old stuff is going to come up over and over. And in fact, as I move forward into deeper levels of self-love or fitness or business goals or whatever, every time I'm asked to look at the interaction I have with myself, the interaction with the abandonment wound or believing in myself, every time. And I've been through this stuff a few times, just like you have, like rounds of healing and huge breakthroughs and releases and all this, but stuff still comes up. But it doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean I can't do it. It doesn't mean that we can't trust ourselves. To integrate, you're being asked to integrate your lessons on an even deeper level. And I just want you to imagine, I'm sure you get it already with the examples I've given, but imagine somebody entering like a corporate company and maybe they're young and they're fairly new to it, but they like really want to do this. So they start as like an intern or something, and then a job opens up and they go for like, ooh, I could be an assistant to, the boss or whoever. And so then they have to like gather that bravery to apply and to go through interviews of like, yeah, I can do this. Okay, now I'm an assistant. And then maybe they're there for a couple years or whatever, and a new position comes up. And then they're like, oh my gosh, maybe I could do this. And then they have to gather that strength and that confidence, remind themselves, you've got this, you're experienced, we can do this, and apply for that higher level job. Then they're there for a while, and a big, CEO or some big part of the company job that's real serious, real like adult pants, position. They're going to have to gather that strength again to be like, okay, you've got this, talk to themselves in the mirror. It's basically every time we apply for that new thing, whether it's in our dreams, in our action, or you're actually at a company, it's going to ask of you to be brave, to trust in yourself, to put on your big girl pants, to believe in yourself over and over and over. So you get the point, but why I'm saying this and saying it in so many different ways is to just understand that you're going to be freaked out at every level. We're going to hit our ceiling at each level, but that's where we breathe. We use our tools, we pause, sometimes we get help, we figure out that next level, right? If you were wanting to get really fit or something and didn't know how, you might hire a personal trainer as part of the like figuring it out. Sometimes we take an action, take a step, but we will still be nervous. We're still going to be nervous because you are a driven seeker here for big things. And it means a lot that you step into that expanded reality. It means so much to you that you overcome, that you heal more than your parents did or than where you used to be. It means so much to you that you are successful in that. That's why stuff's going to come up, because it means a lot. And we can get hard on ourselves because it means a lot. It's like, I really want this. I'm really here for this. That's why it can feel like, oh, this again, right? It's because we're driven. But we want to take that energy and just integrate that lesson of self-love or confidence or trust and reintegrate it at a deeper level. bring it up the staircase with you and keep walking up the staircase. It's common in, say, your business that you do the mindset work, you raise your prices, and then immediately go, oh my gosh, what did I do? I should probably take them all down, right? It's like, oh no, I'm going to do this. Oh my God, I'm so scared. What if this doesn't pan out? Or maybe you've worked through a lot in the area of love and you meet someone amazing, but suddenly you feel like you're starting to push them away, or all of a sudden these deep insecurities come out and you're like, what? I literally went to therapy for a year for this. What is going on, right? Or maybe it's in your business, you overcome like imposter and being visible and all this, but then it's time to launch something big, or you're on live and there's nobody there joining you, and all of a sudden you start crumbling, and in your head, it's just the same thing, and it's just at a new level, and it's just an opportunity to reapply the tools. It's like reapplying as needed, reapplying the tools that you've been learning. And it's not that you haven't healed. Every level of your life requires a deeper level of self-worth, inner safety, self-trust. So really hear me in that. Every new level requires a deeper level of steadiness deep down. So when we want a lot of stuff, but we're not steady inside, it's going to press on that. That's contrast, and we all have it. And this is actually good news, even though it doesn't feel like it. It means you're growing. It means you're stepping into something bigger, which is really exciting. So how do we move through these moments where we're like, WTF, I thought I dealt with the trust wound. I thought I was confident. I thought I was there. And let's just do that. First of all, let's just strip down the fact that there's no there, okay? Like, there's some sort of quote that it's like, the wiser I become, the more I know nothing, or whatever. And it's like, literally, the higher consciousness, the more awake and aware you become, the more you recognize there is no there. There is right now, and where you're at right now is all there is. There's no sort of when I master this, or when life calms down, or when I just love myself, when money's just easy. Like, we may always be stretching and growing unless you plan on stopping growing at your next level, which doesn't, if I know you, doesn't feel like you. We will always be growing. So this means that we're moving through things all the time. And the key is to not get stuck in them, right? So moving through the I thought I healed this moment without spiraling back into self-doubt, without believing it, is key. So here are a few things that I do, that I tell my clients, what I practice all the time. The second that those things flare up, we want to shift our perspective. So instead of like, oh, why is this happening again? Start to ask yourself, what is this teaching me at a deeper level, or on a deeper level? Or you could ask yourself, what old wound does this feel like in a new suit? Does this feel like my classic self-love wound? Does this feel like that thing I've been dealing with my whole life, just in a different way, right? And this is really important, because if we don't shift our perspective, our brain will keep looking for solutions in some ways the wrong places. So sometimes we just learn more about money blocks because we're blocked with money, and so it must be a money block. But really, it's a self-worthiness or a trust or a safety and security thing. But it's in some ways more comfortable to just be like, oh, I'll just take this money course. But really, it's the old stuff in just a new suit. Now we're just taking the old stuff and we apply it to money. And then the old stuff and we apply that to love. And our wounds, we apply that to our relationship with our health. It's going to be the same lessons in different suits. So the first thing we need to do is shift the perspective away from, why is this happening again? I thought I dealt with this, or I must not be as healed as I think. Please do not spend time in that thought. It is false when it comes to how this all works. Don't be hard on yourself. You have moved through that layer, that onion, quite a few layers. It's just that new levels require the same devotion, but like doubled down. It requires the same thing you've been doing, just doubled down. So ask yourself, what is this teaching me on a deeper level? Or how is this old stuff showing up again? And if you are, you've been in this work for a while, especially if you're on the path and you know your sort of core wounds, your core kind of go-tos, be like, is this in a different suit? Because my, abandonment wound, say from early on in life, sometimes when I feel like alone or I feel like nobody cares, I can go, is it true? Or is that an abandonment wound in a different suit? And I'm like, actually it is, because built into abandonment is feeling like people don't care. So I'm like, actually, it's not true that nobody cares. It's the old wound in a new suit, right? Or if I'm self-sabotaging my workouts, if I'm not doing what's best for myself, I'm like, is this abandonment somehow? And then I'm like, wait, yeah, this is self-abandonment. I'm not honoring my body. I'm not honoring my needs. And almost everything I deal with comes back in to that wound. It's just like another leg of the same wound. So we first need to shift our perspective away from, why is this happening again? Away from, I thought I never was going to deal with this again, because you're just going to set yourself up for torture, and start asking yourself, what is this teaching me on a deeper level? Or is this my classic XYZ wound showing up in a new way? And then the second thing we need to do is to double down on our personal remedy, so the opposite of that wound, or double down on self-worthiness, self-trust, to hold ourselves in a more sacred way, to look after ourselves in a more sacred way. So even if you're going for a promotion and every voice in you is like, don't do it, you're never going to get the job, how can I double down on self-love? How can I double down on self-trust? How can I double down on being kind to myself and building myself up? Let's get some extra rest. Let's really talk to ourselves in a positive way, like you've got this, right? Or do you need to go back to therapy or to help yourself through this? Whatever you need is beautiful, but that's what we double down on. So almost no matter what's going on, as you start spiraling, as you start feeling like I can't do this, I can't trust myself to do this, we double down on self-love, self-worth, or whatever your wound kind of correlates to. And then the next thing we have to do is to regulate our nervous system as we expand. Healing isn't just mindset. It's also about creating safety in our body for expansion, to hold ourselves as we do it. So imagine you going this example of like a corporate job. The more you can carry yourself through that fear, the more you can walk yourself through that fear and go home and meditate or go for a slow walk, telling yourself you can do this, making sure to get enough rest, the more you can bring safety into your body as you expand. That's what I mean when I say we have to learn how to hold the capacity of the success we want. Because we could sabotage, avoid, downplay our success if we don't know how to hold it. So it's about creating safety in our body as we expand, as we're triggered, as shit comes up. And on the other side of that mental, like, oh my God, what am I doing? This is never going to work. On the other side of that is, oh, okay. I know that if I just keep taking action, I'm going to trust in myself, trust in what I'm called to do. I can do this. We need to regulate our nervous system and create safety through the expansion, whether it's excitement or we're terrified, things are going great, things are not going great. We have to take big leaps. Maybe we have to get a big loan from the bank, or we need to put ourselves out there, or we need to invest in something that freaks us out, feels like a stretch. We learn how to hold ourselves through that. So on the path, there are so many different practices. If you're a member, if you're not, WTF, you should get over there. Just kidding, but it's amazing. It's all the resources you need in this journey. But we talk a lot about the nervous system. So there's lots of practices there. But you can also do things, of course, like meditation, but also breath work, EFT, movement, somatic movements. And these are things that physically help you with those emotions, with the things you feel that go like, oh, why is this happening again? Or I don't know if I can do this. We need to move ourselves through those times with safety. We need to carry ourselves through, if that makes sense. And then the last thing I want to talk about with how to move through this instead of staying stuck. So the first thing I mentioned is we have to shift the perspective from like, oh, I must be behind, or why is this happening, into what is this teaching me? How is this old stuff in a new suit? Second, we have to double down on our self-love, on our self-trust, on our self-sacredness to help us to move through. Number 3, regulating the nervous system and creating safety in the body while we expand, learning how to hold success, also hold disappointment, hold good days, hold bad days. We need to learn how to do that. And then the last aspect is making decisions as your next level self. And on the path, we just went through identity training and how to make decisions from your next level identity. So if you are a member, definitely check that out because it's huge. But we need to think of, instead of waiting to feel ready, asking yourself, if I already trusted myself, how would I respond? Or how would my next level identity respond here? And taking action from that place. So remember, healing doesn't mean you never get triggered again. It doesn't mean you never face resistance. It means that as you do, you move through it differently, with more grace, more trust, more ease, which translates into higher vibes, feeling better, more optimism, which then just leads to a better outcome. But the healing is more about meeting your stuff, meeting your wounds, meeting your triggers differently. It's more about that than never being triggered again. So if you're feeling like, why is this happening again? Why am I, back into self-love again, or inner child? I thought I did this. I want you to hear me. You are not stuck. You are not failing. You are simply stepping into your next level of your evolution, which is proof that you're on the right path. The work you've done is working, and you're ready for more. And when you're ready for more, it might scare the shit out of you a little bit and challenge the nervous system. Me too. In fact, people that do big things are probably scared way more often than if we're not doing big things. So the fact that you're driven, the fact that you're scrappy, that means you're just going to have things that scare you every once in a while because you're taking big leaps. The decision to buy a home or start a business or overhaul your health or heal your heart, these are big things that freak us out a bit, but that's okay. We learn to move through them differently. We learn to hold ourselves through them. So I really hope that this helped you today. If this spoke to you, send it to a friend who may need to hear this, a like-minded bestie. And if you're ready to break through these patterns, if you see yourself in this episode, I would love to support you, whether it's inside my mentorship, my programs, on the path. If you are called to one-on-one work, I've got some beautiful 2-month breakthrough mentorship available now. We blend the self-growth, transformation, healing with spirituality and channeled messages from your team and tools and resources, and really help you to move the needle forward in your life. If that's calling you, I'm your gal. I'd love to help you out. You can check all the links in the show notes below, including you can get your first month of On the Path for just $11 if you want to join. If you're all about bite-sized trainings and bite-sized deep dives and practices and meditations and experiences for breakthrough and manifestation, it's for you. You're going to love it. I cannot wait to see you over on the path. So I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you on the flip side. See you in the next episode. Hey Seeker, thanks so much for tuning in. Before you go, I want to let you know about The Bedtime Ritual. This is a brand new book that I've created that is a 100-day journey of evening journal prompts. The Bedtime Ritual is a perfect tool for bringing in more intentional reflection, self-care, me time, manifestation, all in just one prompt per evening. I know you're going to love The Bedtime Ritual. The link is below and you can find it on Amazon.